Oh, hey, didn't see you there.
Yo, what up? It's Say My Name.
Yo, what's up? This is Cream.
What's up, guys? This is Riot Tish.
This is Blunts and Blonde.
My name's Allison Wonderland.
Sullivan King here.
Yo, this is Hesh.
This has been TRILLVO.
And you're watching TRILLVO.com.
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 You're logged into TRILLVO.com.
And you're watching TRILLVO.com.
Disillusionize me, Captain.
What's up, everyone? My name is Victoria, here on another edition of Local Lowdown, where we get all the lowdown on all your favorite locals. We have a Florida edition this time. We have Lizzy Jane. Say what's up to the people.
Yo, what's up, guys? How are you?
Nice to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're not familiar with Lizzy Jane, she is from Tampa, Florida, XO Radio, which is like basically what we do here at TRILLVO as well. We're bringing up and putting spotlights on up-and-coming producers and artists out here in EDM. She's done releases on Connie Ballin, on Girl Gang, Night and Gin. She's also played badass festivals like Forbidden Kingdom and the really awesome festival that I've always wanted to check out, the High Caliber Festival on a battleship.
So dope.
That is such a weird vibe. How was that?
That was honestly, it's like so personable because I want to say there were probably between like 1,000 and 1,500 people there. I could be totally off because I'm really bad at like looking at people and saying how many numbers there are, but it was so cool and so personable. And there was, you know, it wasn't like that big. And then it was cool because I was on a stage actually on the ship that was like their second biggest. We were right on like the deck of the ship, and it was incredible. It was right on I forget and it's in Camden, Philly and Camden, New Jersey, and beautiful sunset, like beautiful view, like such a special experience.
Yeah, that sounds like definitely a vibe. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that one. Well, let's jump right into it. So, how has everything been for you? Like, how has this quarantine life been treating you?
So, it's actually been pretty good. Besides me missing like all of my friends, playing shows and meeting new people.
Yeah.
But it's really taken. It's really allowed me to kind of take a step back, and I've been like learning a lot. Like I feel like there's such a difference between kind of like understanding information and mimicking it and like knowing it's the right thing to do and actually like knowing the why. And I've been studying like a bunch of different techniques, like from my friends like Plasma, Two Kind, and then I've been, you know, either like taking lessons or just with like other friends. I've been, you know, diving into different mixdown techniques, mastering techniques, and I finished my EP. And then I kind of just took this time because I feel like an artist at my level who's like kind of like almost at the top of like not being in regional anymore and like breaking into kind of the more like national level. It was a really good time for me to get like ahead. It was a time for like, yo, you need to take advantage of the streaming. Like 2 weeks into it, I'm like, this isn't going anywhere. Get acquainted with Twitch, get a webcam, get a green screen, get your setup going. And it like took a little while, but to take advantage of that and like do action sessions on Twitch, do feedback sessions on Twitch. It's really cool that I'm able to kind of let people take a look under the hood and be like, oh, okay, like she really produces. She really knows like how to talk about audio engineering and how to talk about sound design, you know, composition, whatever. And I feel like it's let me connect with people in a totally different way, let alone me doing live streams that have exposed me to like demographics of people who didn't even know I existed. So it's been good. Like I can't look at it in a negative light.
I totally believe it. And I feel like everybody's been adapting to the different ways that we've had to like showcase ourselves and like just bring ourselves forward.
You have no idea how long it's gonna last. Like we really don't. We have no idea.
Exactly. Yeah. With these live streams, it's gonna be like a new regular
it's
medium.
kind of funny because it's like my boyfriend talked about his father, and his father's the writer for the Buccaneers. And when the internet was introduced, it all of a sudden became, oh, well, we're writing articles that come out in the newspaper every week or bi-weekly, to, oh, we're blogging. There's a blog every 3 hours. And I feel like this whole streaming to like this facet of the music industry, like it's always been there, but it's never been a necessity because we've had live events. And now it's going to be very interesting when things get semi back to normal to see if it's, you know, it still withstands within the really big artists, or if it's expected. Because I feel like certain people are going to be like, oh, like, I still want the feedback streams. I want Eliminate to be able to review my music, or Tynan to be able to review my music, and my music to get exposed to people. Or like, hey, I really honestly liked them doing kind of cool DJ sets that maybe isn't underneath their genre that they produce on Twitch. Or you know, I liked when they started a song from scratch on Twitch. And I feel like people are going to kind of expect that. And for artists at my level and a little bit above my level, I think it's stupid for us not to take advantage of it.
I totally agree with you. Like, even so many people are getting brought up, and it's getting crazy. Like, I feel like the underground is thriving a little bit more. And then now those like top tier DJs are just like trying to keep relevant. So I feel like it's like a good and bad yin and yang kind of thing.
And it's like, yeah, oh, absolutely. And it's like, obviously, like, we're not on the same playing field as Excision. Like, that's never gonna happen. But it's like, all of a sudden, it's like the people who are on those middle tier or low tier, you know, links for every festival that you see, whether you're on, you know, UTA or Paradigm or what have you. It's kind of here, and it's like this group of artists that are really like thriving and putting out bangers, or Excision's playing their songs out, or they're having label releases. It's kind of like, hey, here's your time to shine. You take advantage of this and you do it, because it's like, it's given me an opportunity to work with event companies. Like, I have a live stream coming up for Groove Cruise this Saturday, and like, hey, they didn't know I existed before this, and now I'm playing their live stream. And if I do a good enough job, that initiates the conversation with my agents to be like, hey, she did this live stream for you. Can we discuss getting her booked? Because live events will come back. And even though you do so much of this for free right now, and it seems like you're doing it for free to stay relevant, there is a reward on the back end for all the hard work. It's like, oh, hey, that event company that now throws events in Philly or New York, and you did their live stream, they want to have you because the chat loved you. You know, you brought your own crowd. And that's what I feel like I've been building within this region that I'm bringing to my live streams, that's allowing people to be like, oh shit, like, she does have a dedicated following. She does have this. Let's at least give her a shot. And that's really like fighting to do.
I believe that. I totally believe that. So I want to touch back on XO Radio. So you've been like releasing over 50 videos, episodes, 50 episodes. I believe you're about to hit your 60th
my
episode.
60th one comes out today at 6 p.m. Super excited. I have a really good friend of mine, Vulcan, on it. And it's like, I've gone all around the board. Like, I've had bigger artists like Matt Doe and like Jamal K and like More Kismet and like stuff like that. But it was a little time in like peak. And like, that's my like goal, is like to get people who are like right there. And like, of course, if they might follow their journey a little bit more than being like, oh, hey, I've been seeing this guy's let me contact the management team, see if they would be interested in doing this. So like, I'll put on friends like Vulcan or like Bones, or people, you know, within my region, but it's definitely always going to be about the up and comers. And I just feel like there's like a level of professionalism that like your mixes bring. And you know, you look at bigger radio shows that like Operations, and they bring this like level of professionalism to it, like having an intro, having somebody talk, having maybe an interview or a blog attached, you know, track list or what have you. That doesn't really apply to when you see artists who are on a lower tier level hold a mix series. You know, it's either inconsistent or presented well, or it's not on all the streaming platforms. And that's like my big goal to push through with XO Radio, to be like, hey, you know, every Wednesday I'm gonna have a new mix coming out with probably somebody the majority of, and now it's like I'm building the foundation, just like I have people, supporting me in the Lizzy Jane project who come back to XO Radio every Wednesday looking for somebody they've never heard of. And like, that's the goal.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's honestly one of my favorite things about what we do, like the digging,
Yep.
the underground, the searching, like all of that. How does it feel to be part of people's stepping stones and like in someone's career? I feel it's so
Like
gratifying.
I get chills like by you saying that, because like I don't think about it that way. Like when somebody makes for me, I'm like, oh cool, like I was able to get a hold of this person, because I've reached out to really big people, and like just like it's happened to everybody, like I've gotten passed on, like people don't respond to me. Like I totally get that. Will I forget it? No, probably not, because I'm gonna be at a level one day that I will be, that they would be happy to do a mix for me. But it's like to get a hold of people who are really like sound barriers or creating their own genres right now, or what have you, whether it's sound design or whatever, to be able to have them on XO Radio for potentially their first guest mix ever. Like More Kismet, I gave him his first guest mix ever. Like I talked to his mom over email. Like that's how that went down. But it's cool, and it's like gratifying to be like, okay, like you maybe turn them on to some of their biggest fans, and like that's the point of it. It's like, okay, like this is Lizzy Jane presenting this, but like it's not really about like, hey, this person's being slept on and like deserves to be heard. And
Absolutely. Yeah. Like another thing about that I like about mixes is that those people that you bring up also have people that you haven't heard of, so that just becomes like a continuous like circle of just like finding
like
more and more.
I like half the reason I have them submit a track, their unreleased music they're playing, but also to be like, yo, I want to know what that track. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm scheming.
Yep.
For
And like,
sure.
or if it's like an ID, it's very easy to be like, hey, you have this ID in your track, and I would love to play it out.
Yeah.
And then that way you start building your collection of things that you put into your live set aside from your own music as like people who are on your radio show. And like that's what I like. Like of course there's big label releases that I play. There's bangers. Like I get it, but the majority sets is definitely mostly XO Radio, like my discography of artists in XO Radio and my own stuff. Like I'll maybe have like 10 tracks that are like bigger tracks that I make edits out of, whatever, what have you. But yeah, it's definitely, it's really cool. And this eventually will get like turned into a label. I have it registered on and Distro and everything. So it's, we're going to take those steps, but we're kind of at the same time we're building my career, which is I think cool, because a lot of times you see an artist like get to a very high level and then they'll be like, oh yeah, now we're going to introduce the label, now we're going to introduce the radio show. But we're kind of building XO Radio and Lizzy Jane at the same time, like moving up simultaneously. Sorry.
Yeah.
And that's really cool, and I think it's really special because most people who know me know about XO Radio.
Yeah, very true. So with all these plans on going forward with your label, do you have any labels that you still want to release on? Tell us about
Absolutely.
that.
I think the approach that I really want to take, like you see a lot of labels kind of attach themselves to like artists, like or become like, part of their label, and like how Blunts and Blondes is with Deadbeats, like, like how Kaiwachi is with Cannonballin, and I really want to release on like all the labels. Like I would really love to be like spaced out, and I think a lot of people have that dream as well. But something that my new management team has really helped is the opportunity to really get some good like official remixes under our belt, and then introduce the EP and shop the EP out to a lot once. And with the EP, we went back, and it's a 4-track EP. One collab is on it, and we were like, okay, so what are you doing right now that you really want to push in all your music? So we put my vocals on every track in the EP, which I'm really, really stoked for. I have a collab coming out with Purge that have my vocals on it that a really, really big, awesome label is interested in. which we're like super stoked on. I have no idea when it'll be coming out, but probably sometime in the summer, October. And then this whole summer, I think we have, including the EP, 12 or 13 tracks we plan on pushing out. So in June, we already have 4 coming out, and one of them is an official remix on like one of my dream labels. So I'm very, very excited. And it's a remix for Asora. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's fucking
Of Sora?
kick-ass. Asora.
Oh, Asora.
Yeah, Asora. So like very melodic dubstep, like super pretty, like color-based kind of Chinese stuff.
Ooh, okay,
And so I'm really, he had an EP on a pretty big label, and he's doing a remix EP for it. So I'm stoked for that. I have an original track with The Brig coming out on Stratos and MA Music. And then we've got 2 more, one independent and then one independent official remix. So I'm very excited for that.
Absolutely. Slanging them tracks out.
So like
Let's
I'm really thankful everybody's been patient with me, and like so radio, it's allowed me to stay relevant in the music world while not like releasing a shit ton, and like I appreciate that, and everybody's kind of been like sitting with me, because I feel like something that you see a lot releasing is they kind of turn from not being very music, like posting pictures, like posting whatever, but they're not releasing anything like musical content, and like not only have production streams, but then you've got like EXO radio, so it's all still music related, relating to like the Lizzy Jane project. So I'm very excited either way, and I'm excited to sing more during my sets, and we have like a live show completely done now, and we're gonna start executing that slowly through our bookings, and I'm really excited. I think this summer is gonna be a huge jump for me. Like I feel like I'm like right here, and I feel like this summer is gonna be like right there.
Absolutely.
So like right over that line. So I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, I totally think like in this time frame, like especially right now, it's like a sink or swim situation. You either get with the program and ride the waves and keep going with it, or you're just like, oh crap, I don't know what to do. I guess I'm just gonna continue on making music and not do other stuff. Like that's good, but you need to do more, honestly.
And the sad part of it, you like literally just hit it on the head. And the sad part of it is like, I feel like some artists that we see on every lineup are gonna disappear because of it. And it's like a sad truth, but I think it also allows for people who have been working really, really hard for a really long time to finally have that opportunity to like be like, wow, like they deserved it. Like that's the thing that like I think about like every night before I go to sleep, that like when I get where I need to go and when I get to the level that I'm gonna be like satisfied, well not really satisfied because I always want to be at like a higher level, in my mind is my short-term goal to get to. Like I don't want there to be a doubt in anybody's mind that I didn't work my ass off to get there. And like that's why every day it's like you got a schedule, you have this, you have your music production days, you have your EXO radio days, and then you take break days. That's why I got a little puppy with my boyfriend, because I think I'm like kind of addicted to work, which isn't bad because I don't consider this work, because I really enjoy it. So you have to have a balance in life, and a lot of times it helps you. This is my little puppy, by the way.
Oh my
this
god!
Is Here's say hi. I know. Oh, I know.
Oh wow! Are
These
those
are blue eyes. She's a Siberian Husky. Say hello. Oh, I know. We're in the teething phase. Oh, I know.
I am obsessed.
I know. She's adorable. She's 7 weeks old, so.
Oh my god, she is gonna be stunning whenever she's full
videos
grown.
in the other room, so it's like it's a perfect experience for a dog. It's just great.
Absolutely.
Going back. That's just, that's why I have a schedule and I have short-term, long-term goals, and that's why it's so important to have a team that supports you and like sees your vision and wants the best for you, because at the end of the day, I feel like I got into this being like, you're the one who controls your destiny, and you are. Like at the end of the day, it does end up with you, but if you don't have that team there, it's almost impossible possible for you. I think everybody goes through things for a reason. Like, I've gone through management teams, I've tried out with agents, and it hasn't worked. And it's all like, well, this led me to this, led me to this, led me to this. And then that goes back to, like, you have to enjoy the process, because when you reach the level that you want to be at and you didn't enjoy these steps, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, wow, where did the time go? Wow, I didn't appreciate anything or any of these, like playing your first major festival stage, having your first major your first major label release, releasing a big EP on a label. Like, you have to enjoy all those little things, because there's really just like no rush. And I'm 23 right now, and I always go like, I'm behind the curve, da da da, but you're not. And everybody's where they're at because of a certain reason. Like, you're right here right now because of where this is where I need to be. So that's kind of the methodology I kind of have in my mind, and always having a positive outlook, and we're just going to keep pushing.
Absolutely. And it's great that you have a team that's willing to work with what you want to do, like with your vocals and everything, and that they're all of it. Like, so that means you have, so that's great that you're doing more towards vocal work, because I think that's something that is really unique and really special to people, because it brings like another layer of music, just like how Alice in Wonderland does her cello stuff as well. Like, I know
on it for track. You know, Alice in Wonderland, because it's for track. And not only is it like you look at it that way, but it's like you look at musicians playing out 20 of their IDs in a set, and like the scary thing and the scary truth about it is what is in your piece of art that's making it unique and irreplaceable. And for that, we can play out her track and da-da-da, but the only way that we can see her sing it is if we go and see her. And that's the avenue we're running with all of the new content and all of the new music, you know, besides remixes. Is like make or break to like, okay, this is Lizzy Jane. And when people hear my voice, oh, that's Lizzy Jane. That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's cool. And I'm working with some bigger like dubstep producers like Sultan and I think it's Cosmos, and then like doing vocal features, because just to get my voice out there is going to allow me to work with artists who I know necessarily production wise, but you know, be like, oh, okay, well, she's got a dope voice, oh, and she makes music too. So what, it doesn't really matter how people find me, but once they find me and they explore my platforms through my music, then it's going to be like, oh, okay, cool.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. That also brings up another like venue of like more connections. Definitely. And everything like that. I really like that. And yeah, I love that you I learned that you are classically trained in the piano and the violin, right?
Not violin.
Piano? Okay,
very orientated. I was in like a metal band forever. Like when I started a really shitty band, and then when I was a junior, and then when I was a junior in high school, we toured with a band called Rookie of the Year, and my mom went on tour with us because I was with all guys who were like 23, 24 years old who were and I wrote majority of the music aside from the drums, like guitar, bass, piano, vocals, and I was gone my whole junior year in high school. So then when I went to college, I went to George Washington University for a year because I thought I had to like grow up and be an adult and go into politics, and God, that was the worst decision in my whole fucking life. And then I was like, oh wow, I can do what I enjoy for the rest of my life. Wow. So then I went to Full Sail. And I went to, sorry, she's trying to jump on the bed. I got my degree in Foley engineering. And then I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I it wasn't the part of like making music. It's kind of sad to still say this, but I could probably score my music that I am better than learning the language of the DAW. And that was like the only hindrance. But now it's like really easy, and it's just practice. It's just time. And I have students, I don't really have students who I like mentor, but I have students who I give like beginning level lessons. It's music theory, or, you know, Ableton, song structure, sound design. And, you know, I say the biggest part of it is if you really want to do this seriously, you got to make time for it, because it's like you're not going to become pro until you put in those thousands of hours. And that's just true. It's making it become secondhand nature so you can actually like learn the rules to be able to break them correctly.
Absolutely. It doesn't come overnight. It comes with hours and hours and
Yep.
hours and hours of
Really.
work.
And I'm still like learning so much. I feel like I'll never stop learning. Like I still like I watch like, you know, a podcast, huge artists. And that's the key. It's like you have to never be satisfied where you're at. Like always learn something new. And I think as long as you keep that mindset, you're never gonna stop progressing.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Well, thank you so much, Lizzy. I really enjoyed this conversation with you. I hope all of our viewers enjoyed learning more and more
I hope
about
so
you as
too.
well.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I wanted to do something with you guys for quite some time. So happy. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and I'm very excited for your mix to be coming out with us. I'm really excited to see what you're going to be putting out. I'm really excited to hear some EXO tracks too.
Yes, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Well, cool. Thank you guys for watching. This is Lizzy Jane. This is TRILLVO.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.